Hey folks, we are back again. We got Jason there and Simon somewhere. And we are here to discuss one of our favorite things that we discuss quite a lot, which is SEMA, mainly because it's happening. So as we record this, SEMA have announced their top 12 from their Battle of the Builders. So we are going to just have a look through their top 12 and see what we think of them. They're in 4 separate categories, which will probably be across 2 different videos, but let's see where we get to. 3, 2, 1. And we're going to start with, and I'm going to see if I can get the category name right. I think that's important because the categories aren't exactly divided how we would divide them down. So we have hot rod as the first category. First up is Mike Fillion with his 56 Oldsmobile.
Oh,
yeah.
I recognise that carpet.
Good luck.
We sat on it a few times, right?
Yeah, we did.
I definitely got a green tea from the Starbucks. People aren't interested in that, are they? No. I don't know. Anyway, this is his Oldsmobile. It's a sort of like almost like a sled style, really.
It is, yeah. It's a custom with a K.
Yeah, custom with a K.
It's in the hot rod category.
Yeah.
Well, that's a confusing start. Oh.
Yeah. See, that's what I meant about the category names. If I'd have put that up and went, this is a hot rod. But I think it's just the way they've divided them down within the categorization. But yeah, this is a very nice interior.
Is that like a flower gear stick almost? Like
yeah, it's got something. Yeah, it looks like a lily.
Yeah.
A lily.
That's nice. I don't know what the old 98 dash looks like normally.
Yeah, that's what
I don't think it's like that.
No, I suspect it's probably a nod, but then very radically altered. But I like the
it's a Carson top, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say, is it a Carson top? Yeah, it must be.
I think it probably is.
Yeah, because it looks like it's solid rather than.
I think the car's been sectioned as well.
So you can take the top off?
No, sectioned is where they kind of roof chop the body, if that makes sense. So you take a line right through the body, so that the sides of it, the flanks are sort of squashed down. Go to that first image we got again, if that's all right. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it does look a bit shallow for a 50s car, doesn't it?
Yeah. The thing, it's interesting because it's an old. Like there's, you're not gonna immediately, like if it's a Tri-Chevy, there'd be people that would be able to immediately pick out every last little bit that's been changed from that. But because it's, at least to us, a more unfamiliar car, it's quite an interesting challenge to work out. But then you can just sort of admire the niceness of it all.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a nice.
The lines.
Yeah, I like
in fact, the bonnet hood is sort of pancaked and stuff like that. There's a lot of custom touches, and you'd expect, I would think, I couldn't tell you what a 98 old of this era looks like anyway, but it would have a big sticky out bumper and stuff, whereas that's curved under. Sticky outy is an official term.
Let me find a picture of 56 old 98, shall we?
Yeah, do it.
Compare and contrast.
Images.
Oh, no, that's sort of like a tuck under bumper, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big mouth.
There we go.
Yeah, I think
you might be right though. I think you're
sectioned,
right.
I think. If you look at the gap between the top of the bumper line, I'm pointing at the screen, you can't see that, and the headlight, then I reckon that is bigger. I think it's probably had, a
bit of a section,
3 inches out of
that's a quite radically altered dash as well.
Yeah, I have to say unnecessarily, because that's pretty cool.
That's a pretty cool dash.
There's probably someone put one of those dashes in something else.
Yeah.
They've done some reverse hot rodding.
Yay. But yeah, this is very cool. Yeah, you can see that this gap is much more.
Is it? Yeah. It's definitely it.
I quite like this. I like this for the reason of what we just had to do. I just had to look up what an old 98 looked like. but that's good. Like it's making you go, let's evaluate a different car to the usual sort of stuff. And obviously, it's clearly very well done.
Yeah. If you hadn't have told me what it was, I'd have been heading towards Buick, actually, to be honest. But there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right. What we got next up? We have Mike Giambalvo. I've just remembered I'm going to have to pronounce people's names.
Yeah.
And it's 1930 Ford, which I am already liking.
I love the lines. So many lines.
Yeah.
All the louvres and
that is really nice. I quite like the black wires on it. And they're not really a sort of a hot rod wire, they're more of a sports car wire.
That's
there's more MG than Kelsey Hayes in that, I think. But I think that's deliberate, and I think that's what the colour's about. And my hot rods of choice are sedan bodies anyway, so I love a 4-door and a Tudor. And so I'm right in there. I wish we were at SEMA looking at that.
I like
how tall it is. It's probably like waist height. Nipple height.
I like the green. The choice of green is very good. But as you say, now you said, this is more sort of sports car. I'm thinking maybe it is. Maybe that's like a sort of nod to a British racing green. And
because it's quite a narrow back tire as well. I think it's definitely a sports car hint. That filler cap on the pillar there, that's pretty smart. I don't know where it'd be normally, and in the center at the back, I think. I like everything about that, actually, and I bet it's fun to drive. It's got something under the bonnet, like quite a modern power plant, judging by the filter that you can see in the first shot.
It's annoying because I've gone from the photos that I can find. So as we go through, I may well replace some of these pictures with better shots if I find ones later, like shots of the engine and stuff. But I love this interior. So I've, as the chat will know, I've been looking at pre-war Americana and these sort of dashes, this sort of deco-looking dash stuff carries all the way through the 30s, and I've become very keen on it. It's a very, very nice look, but obviously this is like super clean as well, like on top of having these very cool deco-looking dashes.
Yeah, it's a very simple like gear lever as well, isn't it? It's a very probably another sports car thing rather than some funky shifter shaped like a tulip or something like that. That's a good view.
Nice.
I like the backs of the seats as well. Look at that. That's nice.
Yeah, it's really good, isn't it? And since you've pointed out it'd be very interesting to know whether or not it is inspired by sports cars, because that even the interior and stuff has got that kind of, I don't know, that feel to it. It could be hot rod, but also it could just be British racing green with some black wires and a brown leather interior. I mean,
I don't know about that. Like on a personal thing, I think a darker carpet might have been my choice, or in fact, probably a nice sort of wool or
I was going to say a nice tweedy
like
type.
That. But
or like a Hessian type thing, but
that's a personal choice rather than this is how it should be. I do like it, and I quite like that roof insert as well. That's a nice touch.
That's very cool.
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, no, big fan of that. So what we got next?
Are we choosing?
I think at the end, we could definitely do some picking.
All right.
But we'll pick our favorite out of the top 12. So Robert Matranga.
Like as in the Matranga Mercury, the famous custom of the not the same person, I would think, completely unrelated, but Matranga is a good custom name.
It's a good custom name. So this is the 55 Chevy. So this is
very blue.
It's very blue, but it's relatively common to see as a custom, but this is quite well done.
Yeah, I like it. And I wonder if it's got a subtle chop as well. It's certainly got the front bumper is upside down.
Any views of the front bumper? No.
In the original one, you can see the front bumper is upside down. You might have to do one of your checks against a stock one again, just to prove my point.
Upside down, was in they literally just flipped it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's probably harder than that, but if you look at it on the standard front bumper, it's going to prove me wrong. It sort of faces almost more like a spoiler in that it points out at the bottom.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Whereas if you look on the one that we were just looking at, it goes under, but still matches up with the peaks at the front of the wings. See?
The old flipperoo.
Yeah, I think you might be right with the chop as well. I think it's...
Oh, I don't know now. Yeah, I reckon there's maybe a couple of inches out of it.
Yeah, not much. This one looks less so. Yeah. Both 55s. But
because we've got no information on these, it's going to be it'll be like next time. It'll be like, were we right? Was it chopped? So I'm going to say 2-inch chop on that or something ridiculous like that. And then next time when we learn about it, they'll go, yeah, they were right. Those retro rides guys know what they're talking about. Now I feel thirsty. You're all drinking. I haven't got anything to drink.
Thoughts on the wheels? What do you guys think of the wheels?
I can't really see them properly. They're kind of like a Halibrand, but with a sort of a modern take. I can't from that picture. I can't see enough. They look like a nice,
fatter.
Like dish sort of slot type thing.
Yeah, I'm not keen on them.
That's not the best picture to be looking at to judge.
No, but I don't think it's I don't think it's a car that's built in a style that I go for very much. But yeah, I mean,
they look better there, I think.
Yeah, they're not a bad wheel. I don't think that's not. So that's the thing. I'm not complaining about the wheel, but I think it would be what I would put on, but then I wouldn't be necessarily building in this style. And this, I certainly wouldn't be building this quality. But it's lovely. I like it's been sort of smooth, but as you say, it's got like this.
It's still got the side trim, but the door handle's gone and stuff like that. Yeah,
it's hard as well. Like if you're building any of the Chevy Bel Airs, like pretty much any, particularly Tri Chevys, but anything around a Chevy Bel Air, there's going to be so many of them done that coming to the table with something new and interesting is always going to be tricky. And this is clearly
what is that in the middle? Is that like
a screen?
With a screen, and it's got its gear stick.
It's like the Jetsons or something.
Yeah. That steering wheel is insane.
That is a pretty nuts steering wheel.
It's a crazy steering wheel. It's like copper or a copper type finish. Yeah.
I like I really like the inserts in the door and the seat. This patterned leather.
Yeah, that's nice.
See the dash where it says brute force?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that how the dash would have?
They do have a twin humps.
Yeah, when they came from the factory, they said brute force on them.
Yeah.
Oh. Is that a glove box that you open it and it just punches you in the face?
I think it might be a glove box on a stock one, but they definitely have the double hump on them. I say definitely. I'm pretty sure they do. I don't want to say be definite about it.
No, be definite about it. Be sure, and then we can be wrong.
But they don't. You see, this one actually curves round to meet the doors, and they don't do that. Normally, can you see there? You can see the cutaway.
Yeah.
I'm pointing at my screen again, idiot. Yeah, that's it. Exactly where your mouse is there. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's good times.
Is that leather floor as well? Sorry.
Yeah.
It looks like it. Maybe that's what that hot rod needed.
There's an insert in there, so maybe.
I see.
No, it might just be.
It could be leather
detail like the same as you've got on the side of that huge console.
Yeah. You'd think it'd be a smaller console if it was like an iPad or something, though, isn't it? It's like it just takes over the whole thing.
Yeah, that's wild.
This is why I think that's pushed quite far back.
Wow, that's got a massive. Is that a turbo?
Is that twin
turbos? One of the two turbos on it.
This is what we can't know. This is like that time that we gave the first prize at Retro Rise to a car we didn't know had an engine.
Yeah,
not that ever happened. It's like, hang on, it's got a twin turbo. That's probably why it's called brute force.
Yeah, I should imagine it's got at least 1 million brake horsepower.
Yeah, it's got a plaque. You know, like the ones that you see on fronts of houses in England where here lays this person type of thing.
Yeah.
Or this is where this person lived.
Yeah. This is the first place we found 1,000 horsepower.
Brute force.
Let's find out. Oh, no, it's a video.
I'm not too keen on the name, to be honest.
Well, yeah. There you go.
Oh,
at least they didn't
400 horsepower twin turbo 55 Chevy.
Well, that puts a different spin on things, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I tell you what, I'm not sure I want to be driving a 1,000 horsepower, 1,400 horsepower car with leather carpet. That's going to be slippery. You're going to put your foot down, and your foot's going to go whoop like that, and you're in a bush straight away.
You'd be on the moon, though, wouldn't you? With those turbos,
yeah. You change the rotation of the Earth.
Fabulous. Well, that's actually all three of the hot rod category now done.
Yeah,
wow.
I'm going for the what was it, Model A?
Yeah,
Model A.
I like that
with a 32 grill, I think. But yeah, I'm going for the Model A. That's my choice.
Yeah. I think we're unified on that, like the others, but the Model A is super good. Yeah. Right, sports compact.
Oh, sport compact.
So sport compact is probably more of our normal wheelhouse. Let's start with Samantha Fraser and her Nissan 240Z.
Samantha.
Would that not be a Datsun? Never mind.
Technically, it would possibly be. If it came from Japan, it would be a Nissan, because that's what it was. But yeah, Datsun 240Z. So this actually won at Japanese Classic Car Show in the 240Z category a couple of weeks back. So actually even last week. So it's already a winner. It's got a LS in it. So that's the thing that happens. And this is it. It's quite nice.
I like the car.
Yeah, the wheels are Bogart.
Are they Bogart
racing
wheels? That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Were you definitely thinking that?
Well, I was, after seeing it come up when you were flicking through it earlier.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I have heard of them, but I couldn't have told you that.
No.
They're not overly polished either. I quite like the brushed finish to them.
You see the front valance, like
the front Holly valance.
Yeah,
is that how it normally goes? It like kind of blends in really nicely with the arch and then swoops down.
No, because most of that body is modified, so that it's got big flared arches. There is a kit that gives you that front end. I think that's a slightly more aggressive version, but there is definitely one with the lip that goes all the way around like that. I don't know if it's Samurai or a Z nose one or something. Although that one looks a lot curvier.
Yeah, the front end shot must look nice though, with the contrasting of the bumper and the lights and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if we got any more.
Which is
the engine.
Oh, that is an engine. Yeah.
Oh, nope, that's her.
Is this on the mother's stand? They're always great stuff there, right?
Yeah. Ooh. That's almost actually one of the things about the SEMA Battle of the Builders stuff is because they're all sponsored and they're all on different stands. You kind of don't see them together, and it's hard to judge. You go around, and there'll be a poster, won't they, in the main lobby saying, "Here's the Battle of Builders," but you kind of never see the cars together, and it's really hard to get the idea of that.
I found it before. It was really difficult to even find some of them. I remember when we went, it was like they were. There were a couple of cars I just didn't see until they were on the plinths at the end of the thing, so I didn't really get a chance to look around them. That ISO was one of them. There's a shot here. Oh, actually, look.
Ooh.
You can see feel the work and stuff here. So this looks fiberglassy. Yeah, look, this is fiberglass.
Is it?
I think.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say necessarily
Samantha, if you watch this, I apologise if our ignorance is showing.
I'd say the lower spoiler is glass. I don't know. I had a feeling that the arches, the flares, were definitely one-offs. I don't recognise it as a kit.
Let me see. There's a shot of an engine in here. Despite the appearances, I did do a little bit of research. I love this.
Oh yeah,
nice
little Datsun nod on your LS, and
they've made it look old, haven't they?
Yeah,
they've given it a real classic look.
It must make hell of a noise as well. Like this. I mean, I guess the trumpets aren't huge, but like it's just trumpets into a big V8. What's not to love?
See how tiny those belts are as well for such a massive engine.
Yeah,
and it's just like
well, the back end.
Good thing.
I'm personally not too keen on that on the body.
Yeah, fair play.
But if it was like just with a standard set of flares, like you'd see on a lot of 240Zs and stuff, then I guess it might be a bit tame or a bit boring.
It wouldn't be a standout.
No, that's
I think
right.
maybe that's the correct word. No, look, this is metalwork.
That's what I thought. Yeah, because they just look like they're custom made. It looks like they're made for purpose.
Do you reckon these people they come to the shows with their cars and then they just get picked, or is it like sometimes?
It's all ahead. It's all ahead.
Oh, okay.
So the Battle of the Builder stuff is all ahead. So the young guns, which we'll come on to later, they were kind of getting announced that they were in the young guns category a little while ago. So as far as I can tell, this is all done ahead of time. But yes, this is
like
this
in the
is
magazines.
nice. This is nice. Right, what we got next?
I'd love to hear it though, isn't it?
So
it's an Austin Healey Sprite.
This was a little bit of a challenge to find pictures of. So this is basically all I've got.
I'm trying to read the.
There's a big wheel.
I can tell you about it. It's an Austin Healey Sprite on the outside, but it's MX-5 underneath, or Miata.
Oh, well, that's neat.
But it's entirely MX-5 as far as I can tell. So the whole of the underside is that.
They are a lot smaller than MX-5s. That's an impressive bit of work.
So yeah, I think they'll obviously have cut down the spine, because the MX-5's that spine chassis.
Like a Lotus thing, is it?
Yeah, and you can shorten them. That's why you can kind of squeeze them under all sorts of stuff, because they have a chassis, but you can shorten it.
Well, that is really subtle, isn't it?
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's very cool. Very cool.
Someone said the wheels would give it away just because of how big they are.
Yeah. Are they 15s maybe on that?
They look like it, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. When I saw it, I was like, I thought, oh, that's obviously meatier than standard. And then it took me a while to find this thing that said it was a Mazda Miata.
Late model Miata drivetrain.
Yeah, but it's subtle enough that you kind of go, is it? And then if you know, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I like something that looks like that could just have a hot A series in it. You know it's modified, but you wouldn't think that it had a massive swap. I think to get MX-5 underpinnings under that, you'd expect to see some arches or some mad offset wheels, or rather,
actually, the width is a whole thing. The thing is, I was just thinking wheelbase, really, but actually the width is going to be...
Yeah. I reckon MX-5 is like genuinely the wheels would sit outside the bodywork. When you look at, is it Urchfab who's done the 100E? The 100Es are probably wider than a Frog Eye. And he's had to put massive arches on that. That's an impressive bit of work, however they've done that. I
think the phrase is packaging. It's an impressive bit of packaging.
It is, you're right. Yeah.
I like that a lot. I quite like the fact that it's Frog-Eyed Sprite in the States.
Yeah.
It must be so weird for them to see this. There's a few out there for sure, but it's not like a car that you see every day, a bit like the olds for us. Like, you can imagine Americans looking at it going,
they did sell a lot of British sports cars.
But the Frog-Eyed Sprite, less so, I would think. I think the Austin Healey 3000, the E-types and all that kind of stuff, I think more commonly. But lovely little thing. You're a resident Mazda person, Jason. What do you reckon?
I guess I can't get Pipey's old build out of my head. So, just keeping it squatted low and, the arches and stuff. So I know you can get smaller wheels on a Mazda as well. So maybe if they went 13s or something, or to drop it a bit as well. Maybe it's to angle though as well, because it is.
I mean, it's going to be they're tiny anyway, and it looks like the screens are cut down a bit. That would be a very small car. I would think that when you're standing next to it, you are looking down on it significantly,
because it looks massive right now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on a 27-inch screen, so it's humongous.
It's right in your face.
Oh, there, that shot looks.
Yeah, it looks like
cool.
I think it looks. I think the ride height actually is still a bit lower. That looks like it's quite low there.
Yeah.
But I think any further, and it looks a lot less stock. And I think that's one of its key features is the fact that it kind of, the untrained eye would just think, oh, what a lovely little British sports car that is. When it
disappears into the distance because it weighs nothing.
Yeah. Oh, crikey, what fun that would be.
Yeah, I think fun is the exact word for that. Yeah, I like it a lot. Talking of which, SEMA
Veheranta. It's probably a silent H. It's probably Veranta.
Yeah, dyslexic people and silent H's makes this. I'm just going to say the CSF radiators 911 because there's a whole feature about it which basically just refers to it as that. So this is on Speed Hunters, and this is the car. I'm just trying to find a good overall picture. There we go. Look at that. So that is what that looks like. Which is a nice Porsche.
So what's the deal with that? Is it got? Is the front? What is it? The front track seems quite, because there's not a lot of offset on those front wheels. There's quite a lot of dish on the back and not a lot of dish on the front, but it has got like the wide arches.
Yeah.
So I wonder why the track's as wide as it appears to be.
Let's have a quick look, see if there's anything.
That's quite nice detailing.
The carbon.
Yeah. It's a good question. Ooh.
That's nice.
Nice seats.
Yeah. Oh, it's got that detail. That's a funny detail.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a 400 brake horsepower, 993 engine.
So really, it's quite Singer-esque.
It is a little bit.
You see the front bit there? Is there like a little? What is that? Is that like
an oil cooler?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which would be on like the 2.7 RS.
Yeah, it's like an RSR.
Yeah.
The 73 RS style front center cooler. Look at you, Simon, and your business.
Yeah, I didn't put a year in it. It's got a little splittery thing.
Little carbon.
Just how annoying is it that people call splitters or spoilers splitters now, and the word spoiler has disappeared? Do people not know?
This is a spoiler.
That's a spoiler, yeah.
I know the front's a spoiler as well, but
yeah, but a splitter is
that board that goes.
It's that it splits the air rather than spoils the air. Knockoffs, and I don't mean fake.
Yeah, just looking at their rotor forms.
Are they?
Yeah.
It's an unusual choice of wheel. In fact, that's the kind of wheel you started to see, or you've seen for a few years on a hot rod rather than a Porsche thing. What is it? A 7-spoke?
It's inspired by Fuchs Campags and VW gas burner wheels.
Wow, that's 3 quite different wheels. It's been inspired by.
No
wonder it doesn't look like any of them.
It's a little bit like a Campag wheel to a certain degree, but yeah.
That's like saying that I've made an animal and it's inspired by an ant and an ostrich, and then wondering why it doesn't look like either. It's just a really small ostrich, or a big ant, or none of it.
Look at all of this stuff. Jeez, they've gone to town on this.
It is a list.
I thoroughly recommend reading this article just so you can read the enormous spec list. Let's go back up and have a look at pictures of it. Now we found out.
I'm intrigued by that sort of pattern they've used, which appears in a lot of places.
Is that a little wallet as well on the door?
It's a neat touch. Yeah, that's where you keep your, I don't know what, your phone. It's a phone.
It's reupholstered using designer Goyard handbags for the inserts and details.
I would have recognised that, but I've never heard of Goyard. So there you go. I bet you have, haven't you, David? I bet you know all about Goyard.
No, it's not my wheelhouse.
Oh, it's around the steering column as well.
Yes, it's
kind of cool. There's a lot of that going on, and I like it. I quite like it around the roll cage there.
Yeah, that's nice.
Lovely bit of lens flare as well.
Yeah. There's a thing I don't like about this car.
Yeah.
And there's only one thing I don't like about this car, and I've seen it on a number of cars, so it's not a problem with this car.
Oh, okay.
Windscreen wipers.
No, these lights. I've seen them all over the place, and I'm not really into them. And I don't know.
It's like dilated eyes.
Yeah, how they've become so popular. It's like they got sort of black.
Yeah, it's a projector in the middle, isn't it? It's
yeah.
a projector. Well, that's the thing, is they're modernising. They put a modern engine in, and they've put modern fabrics, and they've done. It's part of the modernising thing. It's like, well, we're modernising. Here's some lights. With
but I don't think it helps with the lines of the car, because as I'm looking down it, I'm like distracted by that.
It's like it's too small or something. Like
it feels like it should have like a frosted lens almost. Like it should be a color, a normal lens. But because they're projectors, they can't have lensness on them. So
it should have Goyard fabric covers
or inside
on it,
or inside as well.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Goyard.
Lovely.
I'm all right with the lights, because they say it's been modernised.
It's not just this car. It's just, I've noticed it on a number of the cars I've seen at SEMA this year, is the projector lights that.
And it's standard practice on when you electrify things. You have to put funky lights on them as well.
It's pretty cool. It's a cool little thing.
It sits quite high at the back as well, doesn't it? But
it looks quite purposeful more than anything, which I quite like. Enough stanced cars.
I like it. I like the colour as well. That's nice, because it's not quite silver. It's almost, is it like quartz pewter?
Yeah, it's got a green tinge to it. So what do we reckon?
Well,
what do we pick him?
If we throw value out the window, because probably the Porsche is the one to go for. I think the Healy looks like the one I'm going to have. The Frog Eye looks like the one I'm going to have the most fun in. That's what I'm going for.
Jason's? I think I'm gonna. Whoa, guys! I think for me, it's probably like the 240. I think.
Nice.
I don't know why. It's kind of clean, and it's got like some nice lines and stuff. Although the Sprite looks like it's gonna be definitely be the most fun. The Porsche I'll be just scared to drive, so leave it in the garage.
Sweet.
So divorce, marry, and
in a surprise turn, I think I'm going to go for the Porsche.
Split decisions.
I don't care if I stuff it into a hedge. It looks fun.
No. Well, you won't, because you'll have great night vision. So
I guess the one thing I would do is change the lights on it. So I figured I could rescue it by changing the lights.
Then you would drive into a hedge.
Yeah, because I'd like to be terrible on an 80 Porsche.
Candles.